We're going to go up through Shooting Canyon by the uranium mine. I'll stop and go over a couple things there, and then we'll skedaddle on up through. We'll make a few stops through the day. It'll be a great ride. We are supposed to get some winds around noon. I heard up to 30-mile-an-hour winds by then. So if you got a jacket or don't have a jacket, grab a jacket. It might be a little windy once we get back on up through the pass and back down onto this side of the mountain. All right, so just like yesterday, you know, keep a safe distance, keep it semi-tight, but also out of the sand. Keep an eye out for one another, and let's have a good last hoorah until you guys come back again. Alright, so this here is the Tony M mine. This is actually what Ticaboo was founded on. Ticaboo was created as pretty much a residence and a mill for the uranium here back in the 70s. Plateau Resources is the one that opened it up originally, and then it was sold to some other company in the 90s, and then the current company bought it in, I believe, 2012, Consolidated Uranium. They've been owning it since. The permits are all still good for this place. It's pretty much good to go if they ever decide to re-mine. Yeah, there's 17 miles of existing underground development through these mines. The last time this ran was back in 2008 during the Obama presidency, and they shut it down after uranium dropped by about 80%, or yellow cake anyways, dropped by about 80%. From like $136 to like $42 or something like that, and they said, done. If you notice this rock that I'm standing on here, all these divots, does anybody know how those divots are created? Kind of a combination of all the above. No dynamite, but at least not this one anyway. It might have came from a shelf somewhere. A process, yeah, the sediment in the rock it's calcite. It's calcium carbonate, and when that mixes with rainwater, which is just ever so slightly acidic, it actually starts to drain that carbonate through those holes between the wind and the rain, and that chemical reaction will create those divots. And you'll notice some really cool spots as we go through where there's huge, almost cave-like divots that are pretty much that same chemical process going on. So it's a really cool canyon coming through here. This is Shooter Canyon. Once we get up further, we're going to cut up on 13300 out into some of the Morrison Formation, if anybody's familiar with that. So that's going to be those kind of those hills that are kind of like silver and red striped hills. Oftentimes we could find dinosaur bones and also petrified wood, stuff like that. Air pocket where magma bubbled and bubbled and bubbled and pushed up the sedimentary rock. And a good example of that would be the fins, the pink fins. They're referred to as the pink cliffs on this side of the mountain. And if you look at satellite imagery, they actually almost make a perfect circle around the mountain. At least this part here, because they don't go all the way around. This kind of silvery, moonscapey and some of this as well is actually what's referred to as Mancos Shale, which got its name from Mancos, Colorado, where there's a real prominent example of the Mancos. It's evidence of the ancient seaway, the Western Interior Seaway, if anybody's familiar with that, which split the continent in two. You guys want to take a second and poke around, see if we can find a seashell or two, and then we'll move on to Star Springs.
Who built this?
Franz Weber. I believe it was 1883. He was the same guy who built the Hanksville Church.
Hanksville Church.
Yep.
Okay.
This is the Starr Ranch. Hal Starr hired him to build this for him. He was a rancher. He sold cattle and mule and horse to miners in the area. And he actually had a mine on the northwest side of this mountain. And we won't see the mine, but we'll see the trail later. And most of his cattle actually ended up dying from eating local weed. So a lot of his cattle died, and his mine was basically productless. So he ended up moving back out of here towards, I think he went out towards Loa. So quick stop here, and then we'll move around the corner to the Star Springs group site where there's facilities and a couple picnic benches. We'll be a little more out of the wind.